So I went down to the little creek by our house where we get our emergency water supply, and I went around the corner to where I've never been before. Oh my goodness, look at what I found.
He is a goober. Oh my goodness. This, if you don't realize, is the Canadian Horseshoe Falls in Niagara.
Niagara Falls.
Oh gosh.
Tiny house prepper.
Live simple, live free.
Hey everybody, I'm Bill.
And I'm Elizabeth with Tiny House Prepper.
And yes, indeed, we are here in Niagara Falls, Ontario, Canada. Wonderful Horseshoe Falls behind us, the Canadian Falls.
They're amazing.
And we are here for a Vox Life celebration convention. And it's the first event we've ever done with Vox Life, and we're very excited to be able to meet everybody. This video will not be about the convention, it'll be about Niagara Falls,
yeah.
Just so you know.
Right.
But here we are, and we're having a wonderful time.
So here we are right by the incredible Niagara Falls, the Canadian Horseshoe Falls. We're here at the Vox Life celebration. Beautiful, beautiful day. And we are here with, this is Cheryl. She actually sponsored us in Vox Life. I'm so glad she never gave up, and it's wonderful to meet in person. And here we have Jolene, and we have sponsored her, and she came up from the States with us to come up here into Niagara Falls for this. What was it you said you are? Buggy?
I am a trickle down buggy, because without her bugging her like crazy, I wouldn't have the benefit of the technology either. So yeah. I am the trickle down buggy.
Right. So it's just really cool that other people have been benefited also, because she never gave up on me. I appreciate that. So anyway, we're getting to know Cheryl and getting to know Jolene, and it is gorgeous here. Yeah. Right by the falls.
This is a boat ride that you can take called Maid of the Mist. We didn't take it this trip, but we did it when we were here on our honeymoon 41 years ago. You put on raincoats and you get on this boat, and it goes up into the center of the Horseshoe Falls, and you're looking up at the falls, which is surrounding you on three sides. It's an incredible experience, and it's the best way I know of to experience the unbelievable power of the falls.
telling you, it just gives me vertigo. I can look there, but right there, oh, I don't like that sensation. Okay, time for another. Incredible. And what a beautiful day. The only clouds being created by the waterfall.
Elizabeth grew up in the West, in Colorado Springs and in Wyoming and Arizona. And I grew up in the East, in the Northeast primarily, in the Baltimore, Philadelphia area. And when we got married, she had never been east of the Mississippi. So part of our honeymoon, you know, we came east and we went all over. We went up to Thousand Islands and the St. Lawrence River between Canada and New York. We also came here to Niagara Falls. Now that was in 1978. And in fact, we're only just a couple weeks from our 41st anniversary. So we were here almost 41 years ago. And at the time, the town of Niagara Falls in Ontario was just a small little town. There were no high-rise or anything like that. There was 2-story, maybe 3-story buildings, that sort of thing, you know. Now, 41 years later, you might be able to see the mist from the falls, which is right behind me. But now take a look at the rest of Niagara Falls City. It's full of all kinds of high-rise buildings, hotels, casinos. In fact, the convention, the Vox Life convention that we are going to, is in one of those convention centers right there. I was absolutely amazed when I saw what had happened to Niagara Falls, Ontario. But I guess, you know, tourism is just exploding, and that's all part of it. Anyway, the falls are still beautiful. You can't change those, and you know, this all is just much more glitzy, I guess, rather than almost rustic like it was 40 years ago. So we don't know anything about any of the restaurants. We're just driving down the road and we found this. There's a buffet. So we'll give it a try for breakfast. So what do you think? We're good?
That sounds good.
Sounds good. Yep, we're gonna try it.
Yeah. So, breakfast.
Yeah.
Buffet.
Yep.
How are you doing with the buffet?
It's been really pretty good. Got some eggs and a little bit of sausage and a thing that I can't eat that I didn't realize until after, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Very good decaf.
I guess it's edible. I'm not crazy about it. It was a small selection of items, types of items, compared to like Shoney's or something that we're used to. But yeah, the food is pretty good. So anyway, getting us started on a, you know, good breakfast to be able to go out and spend the day.
So the ladies needed the restrooms. So we found this that said toilets. That's Canadian for restrooms.
there's a huge water park. And a big, it looks like the Eye in London. Over here, great big, I don't know if it's a Ferris wheel, but I'm not sure what you call it. It's got great big gondolas on it. This is like downtown city of Niagara in Ontario. Supposed to be a very spooky haunted house there. I'm not interested, thank you. There's a Hard Rock over there. Cool. Boy, this is so built up compared to when we were here 40 plus years ago. This is neat. Steakhouse. Tussauds, wax museum. Huh. How about that? Big wax museum.
Ripley's.
Yeah, Ripley's Moving Theater. Great big Ripley's, believe it or not. Trying to get that here. Yep. And there's the great big Ferris wheel thing. It's like a Canadian Branson. My Canadian friend in the back seat is probably going, It really is beautiful here. Oh my goodness. This is fun. It's like a midway. We're coming the other direction than what we usually do.
This is the hotel convention center where we had the convention that we went to. I think this was about 35 or 40 floors tall. It was pretty impressive. And as you walked out the front door of the convention center and stood on the front steps, this is what you saw. This is really incredible. Now, we stayed at a Super 8 a couple miles away because it was much cheaper. But I can just imagine what this would have looked like from the 30th floor of this hotel. And here we are during one of the general sessions of the convention that we went to. But that's not what this video is all about. Now, this was the Niagara River, probably about 2 miles or so downstream from the falls. And at this point it flows into what's called the whirlpool, and you see that it goes straight across, and then the current comes back on the left side and goes the opposite direction. And then it flows off to the right, and the river makes a 90-degree turn here. I've never seen anything quite like this before. And they had a cable car gondola ride that you could take across the river here over on the other side. Now, over on the other side, it's still the Canadian side because all of the whirlpool is within the Canadian border. The international border goes right down the middle of the river, and you can see the U.S., the little piece of land on the right-hand side. Now, we didn't take these rides, and I didn't even know about them, but they have these boats that go right up into the rapids. This looks like it's pretty incredible. I think these are really powerful, like water jets on these things. Look like a lot of fun.
Well, we've had a great time here in Niagara Falls.
Oh, it had been a beautiful day.
Yes, it really has.
Oh my goodness.
Hardly a cloud in the sky.
Yep.
Beautiful day. So
right behind us is this incredible section of the river.
yeah. we're still at the
whirlpool.
The whirlpool.
Yep.
Yeah. So for the next few days now, we're going to be in conference, so we don't have any more time for sightseeing. But thanks for coming along.
Yep. Alrighty. Oh, I've been so grateful to be able to be here.
Yep, absolutely.
Alrighty. Love you guys. Live simple.
Live free.
Okay.
All right. Be blessed.
Bye-bye.
Bye.